Welcome to the Late Night Show. And now your host, Cuddy Bino.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Late Night Show. I know. It's we're doing it early today. I was supposed to go live last night, but my schedule just didn't allow it. So I happen to have some free time today, so we have to work with the schedule we got. Like I said before, next year I will have a more consistent schedule, but for right now, we just have to make do with what we have. We do have 5 stories to get through today, so let's go ahead and, I guess before we get started, let's go ahead and see if there's anybody in the chat. All right, it looks like there's nobody in the chat, so we'll go ahead and get started with our first story then. Let's jump right into it. All right, story number 1. Tyler, the Creator, announces new album, Chromacopia. All right, well, in case you guys don't know, I am a huge Tyler, the Creator fan. I'm a huge fan of his last 3 albums, Flower Boy, Igor, and Call Me If You Get Lost. Like, that right there is an amazing run. So I am definitely looking forward to this album. He released a video, a teaser, if you will, for what the album is going to sound like. So he announced this album on Twitter and Instagram, and he announced the release date of October 28th, which is a Monday, which is a couple weeks from now. So I am definitely excited for this. So let's go ahead and check out this teaser. Well, right here is the album cover. Chromacopia, all songs written, produced, and arranged by Tyler. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. All right, so this video is the teaser he put out to preview the album. So it looks like we get a little tease of the music that's going to be on it. I've always been a big fan of like when hip hop songs use like these military drums. I know Tech Nine is another rapper that used to like use a lot of military drums in his music.
I know Buck, I'm chasing dogs in this bitch. El Segundo, felt like Coliseum. He said I could do it too, and more than I believe him. I built a path to freedom, cause in words that he said, give a fuck about tradition, stop impressing the dead. I'm gon' make it out, promise I'm gon' make it out. My
Tyler just needs to hurry up and make a movie already. Like, you can tell that's where he's like headed. That's the direction he's gonna make a movie one day. He's gonna write the film, direct the film, make the music for the film. You just wait and
make it out. Pussy, I'm gonna make it out. I ain't never had a doubt inside me, and if I ever told you that I did, I'm fucking lying. Can you feel that light inside? Can you feel that fire? Chromacopia.
All right, so he posted this on Instagram, and it looks like the rapper Digital Nas left a little comment. So I'm kind of in the way. Let me see if I can remove myself for a second. All right, he writes, "Oh my God, here we go again. The same album made all over again with these gay ass Tyler the Creator chords and weak ass Pharrell drums." All right, well, I'm not sure what he means because like those seemed like different drums to me, but it looks like Tyler saw this and he responded. So let's see what he said. All right, it looks like he direct messaged him. It looks like Tyler wrote, "I feel you. This Tyler guy is a maggot, bro. Don't buy it." And then it looks like Digital Nas replied with a music file, and then he wrote, "When you make something this level, we can talk." Now I've never heard of Digital Nas's music, so I have no idea whether this guy makes good music or not. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. All right. Well, it looks like there's still nobody in the chat, so we'll go ahead and move on to our second story then. All right, this is an interesting one. Mr. Beast rents out a theater to watch the Hawk Tuah podcast. All right, first of all, the Hawk Tuah, I made a video last week titled "The Hawk Tuah podcast is disgusting," and I got roasted in the comments. People were so upset at me, and it looks like there were 2 points people were mad at. First was the point where I said, I'm going to go ahead and speak for all men. And then a bunch of guys were mad that I was speaking for all men. So my bad, guys. It was clearly a joke. Obviously, I can't speak for all men. Like realistically, when I said that the podcast wasn't made for men and that I speak for all men, I was probably speaking for 95% of men. Like there's that 5% that I can't speak for. You know, like when I said I speak for all men, I was talking about straight men, obviously. Like straight men don't want to hear about sweaty vaginas. Like, I'm sorry, but I think the second point is some people thought I was calling the Hawk Tuah girl disgusting, which no, I actually like her. I wasn't calling her disgusting. I think she's fine. I was calling the subject matter disgusting. And like, before you criticize me for calling it disgusting, if I made a podcast about my sweaty balls, would that not be disgusting? If so, then the opposite is also true. A girl talking about her sweaty vagina is disgusting. But anyways, let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Sweat, but then he was like, the sweat.
All right, so this is just a clip that I reacted to last week. This was the clip that I was saying was disgusting.
Sweat does have to come out somewhere. And it usually comes out in your...
In her poochie banana? What the fuck? In her poochie banana.
Prevented.
All right, I have no idea why the Hawk Tuah girl is calling it a poochie banana, but yeah. So that clip I said with this clip I said, all right, I'm gonna speak for all men and say that men aren't this isn't for men. That's what I said. And I owe this girl an apology because right now Mr. Beast is about to prove me wrong. This man rented a whole theater and he's watching this exact episode that I said that men wouldn't want to watch with a whole bunch of men. So you know what, guys? You were right. I am sorry. I said that men wouldn't be interested in this, and here is a whole clip proving me wrong.
Prevented.
From the screen to the ring to the pen to the king. Where's my crown? That's my bling. Always drama when I ring. See, I believe that if I see it in my heart, smash through the ceiling, cause I'm reaching for the stars. Whoa, this is how the story goes. From the screen.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I don't have any feelings one way or another about Mr. Beast. Like I respect what he's done in the YouTube game, but I've always found him a little cringe, and like I feel like the kind of content he makes is like for little kids with like ADHD. Like it's never been for me. But what does it say here? You rent a theater to watch Talk Tuah, listen to to Thick of It by KSI and Eat Lunchly. So yeah, he rented out a whole theater to watch this podcast. I feel like, I don't know, part of me feels like they're just posing for the camera. Like they recorded this 15-second clip and then they turned this crap off, because there's no way they watched 2 hours of these girls talking about sweaty vaginas. I just refuse to believe it. And he's like eating his gross cold Lunchly nachos. Like, if you're in a theater, go get some real nachos out in the out in the lobby. Like, why are you eating these cold nachos? And like, there's something that bugs me about the way he's like bobbing his head here. It's like a little kid. Yeah, once again, I owe this girl an apology. I said men wouldn't want to watch this, and here's a whole theater full of men watching it.
I see it in my heart. Smash through the ceiling, cause I'm reaching for the stars. Whoa, this is how the story goes.
All right, so right here, I guess the Hawk Tuah girl did some kind of convention, and you're gonna see she has a long line of simps ready to talk to her.
So all of them, they're waiting for you. You've done meet and greets before, right? I'll link up with you later, all right? I'll catch you.
All right, show us the line.
I'll keep this out here for now. You let me know.
All right, look at this. Look at all these guys waiting in line to meet her. So when I made that video about how her podcast was disgusting, this is what I picture the comment section looking like. These guys. Like, guys, I don't know how to say this, but women do not respect simps. Like, the Hawk Tuah girl is never gonna like date you or anything if you're online defending her honor. Like, the other thing is, there's nothing to defend. I said her subject matter wasn't made for men. Like, and people were so up in arms about it. Like, it's just a sad point of life. But if you're the kind of guy that you think, oh, I'm gonna be a gentleman and like defend a internet girl's honor who I've never met, like, girls don't respect that at all. Like, if anything, it just makes you look like a loser that you're like spending all your time defending random internet celebrities online. Like, trust me, guys, like, you'd be better off using that time to go to the gym, work out, actually improve your life. Like, trust me, that time you're wasting commenting, defending like a millionaire's, I don't even know, a millionaire. Like, this girl's a millionaire and you're trying to defend her honor. Like, come on, guys. Like, this makes me sad. This just makes me sad. There's no way any of these guys have girlfriends. Like, because like, if a girl would be like, I don't know, embarrassed if their guy was waiting in line to meet a girl that made a joke about, a blowjob. All right, well, that's the clip. And it looks like we actually do have some commenters. Kara with a K. I feel like he already gave us a movie when he had his own show on Adult Swim. Tyler, the Creator. I agree that you should make a podcast about your sweaty boss. Yeah, Kara with a K. No, like, maybe you would be interested in that, but most people probably wouldn't be interested in that. Like, it would. I don't even think I could fill a 2-hour time slot with talk about sweaty balls. I don't think so. But as for the Tyler, the Creator thing, yeah, like, what was this show called? Loiter Squad. Believe it or not, I don't think I've ever watched it, but like, I'm not a big fan of like those Adult Swim type of shows, like the Eric Andre show and like Loiter Squad, and like I don't know. I've never been a fan of that type of humor, but I do understand that there's a market for that. So I think Tyler's gonna make like an actual movie one day, like something that's in theaters, like something critically acclaimed, like maybe not like a comedy. Like in fact, you ever seen Atlanta or like the Vince Staples show? Like I think Tyler the Creator is gonna make something like that, like a black comedy, something surreal. I could see him doing that. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to our third story of the day. All right. Actress Cynthia Erivo offended over a Wicked fan poster. All right, so this one's been making the news online, and it's a ridiculous story. But as you guys know, Wicked is a very famous Broadway musical, and yeah, I haven't seen the musical myself, but I'm a big fan of Broadway musicals. Like, to me, I prefer watching a musical on stage over a movie adaptation. Like I'm a big fan of like Hamilton, and I saw the Beetlejuice musical a while ago, Book of Mormon, stuff like that. But like I don't know, I feel like whenever they adapt musicals into movies, they never I don't know, they're always a little corny whenever they're in movie form. So I don't have any hopes for this Wicked movie. But yeah, they're remaking the movie Wicked, and like for those of you who've seen the Wicked show, the show is about 2.5 hours, and the movie is also going to be 2.5 hours, but it's only adapting the first half of the show. So that right there tells me the movie's going to be terrible, because they're splitting the movie into two, and they're making the whole first part of the movie the same length as the whole show, but they're only adapting half the show. So you already know it's going to be long and bloated, and I don't know if anybody wants to watch a 2.5 hour long musical. But anyways, this actress Cynthia Erivo, she's playing the witch. I believe she's the Wicked Witch of the. She's either the Wicked Witch of the West or the East. I don't remember which one is which. But yeah, and Ariana Grande's playing, her friend. So let's go ahead and look at this. All right, so this is the original poster for the Broadway show. And then this is the poster that they released to promote the movie. And if you look, people were kind of mad that they didn't do a good job of like mimicking the poster, because like the witch has this evil smirk on her face here, and she has her eyes covered, whereas here I don't know, she's not really smirking. And like I can understand why people were like not happy with this. So somebody on the internet went and fixed the poster, and they let's see, this is the poster. They updated the poster to more match the original Broadway version, and apparently the actress got at this. Like, so there's also this other image that's been going around where people took the poster and ran it through some AI. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yep, they're fighting. All right. Cynthia Erivo slams fan edit of Wicked poster. Says, wildest, most offensive thing I have seen. It degrades me. It degrades us. The actress writes. Let's see what she actually wrote. Okay. All right, let me try to. All right, what does this say? She posted this on her Instagram. This is the wildest, most offensive thing I have seen. Equal to that awful AI of us fighting. Equal to people posing the question, is her blank green? None of this is funny. None of it is cute. It degrades me. It degrades us. The original poster is an illustration. I am a real life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to you, the viewer, because without words, we communicate with our eyes. Our poster is an homage, not an imitation. To edit my face and hide my eyes is to erase me. And that is just deeply hurtful. All right. I I can kind of see where she's coming from, but I'm not gonna lie. I think this actress is way overreacting. First of all, if this is the most offensive thing that's ever happened to her, then she has lived a very privileged life. Like, there's AI pictures of Taylor Swift getting by like her boyfriend's football team. So like somebody making an edit of a poster, editing out her eyes, like this doesn't seem like a big deal to me. Like, I feel like she's blowing this way out of proportion. And like I said, to say this is the most offensive thing that's ever happened to her, I like, count yourself privileged, man, because there are things happening in the world that are just actually terrible. And if this is the worst that's happened to you, then I wish I could be so lucky. Like, this isn't even something new. Like, people make edits of posters all the time. This has been happening since the dawn of mankind. Like, there have always been memes around. Like, since the internet's been a thing, people have been making, people have been editing photos, and like, this is just part of celebrity culture. Like, something tells me like this person is just like, apparently this person comes from a Broadway background, so maybe she's just not used to being in the Hollywood limelight. But to me, this just feels like she's just too sensitive for the Hollywood life. All right, let's see what the comments have to say. All right, looks like we have no updated comments. Kara with a K, where'd you go? Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. And when we get back, we have 2 more stories to get through. So let's go ahead and cue the commercials.
Do you miss rewinding things like I do? The Sony Walkman, available in 1985.
They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat. They're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Eat the cat, eat the cat. Eat the cat.
So this is really who Donald Trump chose as his running mate?
I'm a never Trump guy. I'm a never Trump guy. I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him. I'm a never Trump guy. I'm a never Trump guy. I'm a never Trump guy. I never 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 liked him.
Arizona iced tea, the only inflation-proof juice on the market. Arizona iced tea fruit juice cocktail, now in 1 fruit. Arizona iced tea, Bando loves it. Yo!
All right. And welcome back from commercial break. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and jump right into story 4 because, like I said, I don't have a lot of time today. So we gotta power through this. All right. The actor Tom Holland announces his non-alcoholic bureau. Or, let me say that again. Tom Holland announces his non-alcoholic beer bureau. So we're all familiar with Tom Holland. He's famous for playing Spider-Man and other roles. So yeah, he recently announced on Twitter that he had a big announcement coming up, and people were assuming he was going to be talking about Spider-Man 4. But instead, he announced that he was going to be releasing a beer called Biro with non-alcohol. So a lot of us were a little surprised. But then there's this clip that's been going around of how he's been struggling with alcohol addiction. So then it all makes sense. And we talked a lot about addiction last week because as you guys know, I felt like I've been addicted to THC, so I stopped using it a few weeks ago. So I actually feel fine now. Like I don't feel like I crave it at all. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what Tom Holland has to say. All right. Well, first of all, what does it say here? Biro is a premium non-alcoholic beer created by Tom Holland for those who never settle. We believe in being a blah, blah, blah. We don't need to read all that. But yeah, the point is it's non-alcoholic beer.
I didn't one day wake up and say, I'm giving up drinking. I just, like many Brits, had a very, very boozy December. Christmas time, I was on vacation, I was drinking a lot. And I've always been able to drink a lot. I think I get my genes from my mum's side in that thing. Like I can drink. And I decided to just give up for January. I just wanted to do dry January. And all I could think about was having a drink. It's all I could think about. I was waking up thinking about it. I was checking the clock. When's it 12? And it just really scared me. I just was like, wow, maybe I have a little bit of an alcohol thing. So I sort of decided to punish myself and say, I'll do February as well. I'll do 2 months off. If I can do 2 months off, then I can prove to myself that I don't have a problem. 2 months go by and I was still really struggling. I felt like I couldn't be social. I felt like I couldn't go to the pub and have a lime soda. I couldn't go out for dinner. I was really, really struggling. And I started to really worry that maybe I had an alcohol problem. So I decided that I would wait until my birthday, which is June 1st. I said to myself, if I can do 6 months without alcohol, then I can prove to myself that I don't have a problem. And by the time I had got to June 1st, I was the happiest I've ever been in my life. I could sleep better in my life.
All right, I just want to say this is how I felt with THC. Like I felt like I was definitely overdoing it, like spending way too much money on it. Like I was probably spending like more than $400 a month on THC. And yeah, I'm totally with him on this, and I felt like, like to me, I was doing the exact same thing he's doing. Like I'm not trying to like give up THC forever. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go a few months without using it because I feel like I've been in a haze for years, and like, you know, I have some important things coming up, and I just need to be sharp with my mind. And so like I feel him on this. The one thing that's different from me than what he's talking about is he says that he thinks about alcohol all the time. Believe it or not, like I did at the beginning, but like I'm on week 3 right now, and I haven't really been thinking about smoking weed or anything. But the other thing is I have been really busy, so I've had other things, other things I've been thinking about, so I haven't had a chance to think about weed. But one thing I'll say is I feel like me and Tom are similar in that and I think a true alcohol addict will ruin their life over it, whereas Tom stopped it very early on. Like he like realized very early on. And the same thing with me. I don't think weed was like destroying my life or anything, but I do feel like it was just slowing me down. And I feel like I'm at a critical point right now where I need to make some big moves in my life. Like I'm not getting any younger, and like just being high all the time was just gonna slow me down. So like I don't think it was impacting me negatively the same way alcohol probably was him. But at the same time, I lost my train of thought here. But yeah, let's keep going.
I could sleep better. I could handle problems better. Things that would go wrong on set that would normally set me off, I could take in my stride. I had such better mental clarity. I felt healthier. I felt fitter. And I just sort of said to myself, like, why am I enslaved to this drink? Why am I so obsessed by the idea of having this drink? And I would look back and recognize that I would go to events for work, and I can't enjoy myself until I've had a few beers. And I just felt so much pressure. And this is one of the things why I've sort of distanced myself from the rugby community, because so much of it is about how much can you drink? Let's get you as drunk as possible. And it's honestly been the best thing I've ever done. I'm a year and a half into it now. It doesn't even cross my mind. I've found amazing replacements that I think are fantastic. Ones that are also really healthy. I found this one beer that it's full of electrolytes and it's...
Okay, so this interview was before he announced Bureau, so he's like promoting a competitor right now. But I will say I agree with him about the feeling healthier thing. Like after quitting weed, I do feel clearer of mind. I am sleeping way better, which is weird because the whole reason I like started using THC was to fix my sleep, because I feel like I just don't get enough sleep, and it did the opposite. Like, what's funny is the things I was using weed for did the opposite of what I wanted, because I also like smoked weed to like help with anxiety, and I found out that it was actually just making me more anxious. Like I remember when I first started smoking, like I went with a friend and we went out to a restaurant, and I was so anxious I didn't even want to go in the restaurant. I was just like, okay, can we just get it to go? I really don't feel like going inside. And she's like, oh, what's wrong? Why don't you want to go in? And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And like, this was when I first started smoking, and like, she understood what was going on. Like I guess when you first start smoking, you get anxious, but it never went away. Like, I always feel like more anxious when I smoke. Like if I'm smoking by myself, I feel fine. But like if I smoke and I have to do something, I get really bad anxiety about it. So that's another reason I stopped smoking. So like, I agree with him 100% here. I definitely do feel better, to the point where like I don't like I'm like afraid to like to start smoking again, only because I feel like I might get back into that addiction mindset where I'll just start doing it every day. Like I'm like an all or nothing kind of person. Like either I'm smoking a lot of weed, like I'm really bad at moderating things, you know?
The carbohydrates in it are long-lasting energy. So like having a beer is now actually like a really healthy thing. I'm really lucky that all my friends are super supportive about it. I've never run into that scenario where my friends are like, oh, go on, just have a beer. Like, you're fine. They've always sort of really supported me. And I don't want to be that person that's saying to people, you should get sober, you should get sober. If I could encourage someone to drink less, then that's great. But I don't want to start getting into the world of you need to stop drinking, because
I 100% agree with Tom on this. Like, something I hate is when people decide to get to do something healthy. Like, I have a friend that he went vegan, and then he like looks down on other people that aren't following his lifestyle, and that I can't stand. Like, if you wanna become vegan, go ahead, but don't start trying to convert other people to it. It's the same with religion. It's the same with, quitting anything. Like, even like, quitting weed. Like, I'm still okay with my friends smoking weed around me. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, how dare you, that's so bad for you. Like, no, like, do whatever works for you. Same same with anything. Like, even like, I've had friends that like have found Jesus, and that's all good for them. But then when they start talking like to me like, oh, you're living in sin, and you like, that right there is just so off-putting. Like, dude, I'm happy for you, but like, don't try to make everyone else feel bad. Same with this. Like I don't have an alcohol addiction. Like, to me, I only drink like once or twice a year. So like, I can handle alcohol just fine. So like, if someone that does have an alcohol addiction starts trying to tell me like, oh, that's poison, like, dude, I'm fine. Like, worry about yourself.
Because it's not for me to say. I went on my own little journey. I'm really enjoying it. I'm delighted that my mum's has also given up. She's loving it. And it's been amazing. I can't believe the difference that I feel from not drinking.
Yeah.
I feel amazing.
All right, so this right here, I went on his website to see how much these beers cost. I'm not gonna lie, Tom is like overcharging people, like $15.98 for a 6-pack. I don't really buy beer that often, but is that really expensive to anyone else, or is it just me? Like $15, I feel like that would be the price of a 12-pack, and then it's $29.98 for a 12-pack. And like, to me, I've always thought like, I don't know, I've never been like, I drink beer to like you know, very rarely, but like beer is like my alcohol of choice whenever I'm like going out with friends. Like I'll drink like a beer or two, and like I don't really like the taste of beer, so to me, non-alcoholic beer just there just seems no point. It seems pointless to me. Like it'd be like having, I don't know. I guess like I said, this would work for someone that is an alcohol addict and like they just want the the oral fixation of like drinking something, but it's not actually like alcohol, but it kind of like tricks the brain into thinking it's alcohol. Like it's like there's these vapes that are out that they have no nicotine in them. It's just you're just breathing in air, but it's just to help people get over like their vaping addiction. And it doesn't really do anything, but it just tricks your brain into thinking that you're vaping. All right, $45 for an 18 pack. That's just ridiculous. And then $55 for a 24 pack. All right, we have a lot in chat. Carol with a K. I'm still listening. I had to pick up my smoothie and flatbread from Tropical Smoothie. Oh, I actually got a smoothie the other day. I think it was from Smoothie King. Gabriel Tostes. Who's that? Is he Liam Payne? Oh, you use drugs? It's nice to stop, Maybe restart your mind. Yeah, yeah, Gabriel. Here's the thing. I don't like calling THC drugs because to me, like, there's a difference between like a drug and like a natural plant. Like THC is just a plant that grows in the ground. To me, a drug is like nicotine, where it's like something that's made in a lab. Like it's a bunch of chemicals, it's a bunch of chemicals you make, with like different hundreds of different substances, like for example, cocaine. You can't find cocaine out in the wilderness. You have to make it. Weed you can find in the wilderness. So weed is like, it's no different than mushrooms or like, those kind of like, and I guess drugs, they are drugs, but like I just don't like the word drugs because it kind of like makes it sound like it's something that it's not. Carol with a K. Hi Gabriel, it's Tom Holland. I don't agree with him making burro. I feel it pushes the wrong message, and it's kind of like a drug addict becoming a dealer, getting high of the supply, or an alcoholic becoming a bartender. I think it's fair in this economy, I guess. Well, Carol with the K, it's non-alcoholic beer, so I kind of don't agree with that because like I said, it's like selling a vape with no chemicals in it. It's just air. So like it's the beer. It's really just gross flavored water. Like the actual component that makes it poison isn't in it. So like to me, I don't agree that it's like a drug dealer getting high off their own supply because it's non-alcoholic. Like you can't get high off of it. So if you're selling like an imitation of the drug, not the actual drug. That's the only difference I would say. All right. Well, nice to have a new face in the chat. Let's go ahead and move on to our final story of the night. All right. This is going to be a doom and gloom story, people. Doom and gloom. All right. Elon Musk reveals the Tesla Optimus robot and Cybercab. All right. So I don't know how to say this, but like, the beginning of the end of the world is here. That's the only way I can say this. Like, as somebody who's watched a lot of sci-fi movies like the Terminator and the Matrix, this looks very familiar to me. So let's go ahead and check this out. It looks like Elon is releasing freaking robots into the world. Mustard on the beat, ho, Depot, any rap. All right, so he had some type of Tesla convention where he revealed these robots, and the reason I'm like scared is because these things are gonna take every single job imaginable. Like, there's gonna be nothing for humans to do. Like, look at this. These things can already dance. These things are gonna take over stripper jobs. Like, like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure these robots are cleaner than strippers. I'm just joking around, strippers. Like, I know you guys are clean.
He a freak throw, man down, call her ambulance, tell him breathe, bro. Nail a nigga to the cross, he walk around like Tizo. What's up with these jabroni ass niggas trying?
I mean, I would, in terms of like the safe department, I would probably feel safer, like, you know, having sex with one of these robots than a random stripper from a strip club. But that's just
see Compton, the industry can hate me, fuck them all and they mama.
I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. They know me where it snows, I skid in and they froze. I don't know nothing but no ice, I'm just cold. 40-something milli subs or so, I've been told.
I'm telling you people, this is the future right here. Strip clubs are going to be a thing of the past. This is what you're going to see in strip clubs.
A robot with arms and legs instead of a robot with wheels. And we've made a lot of progress with Optimus. And as you can see, we started up with someone in a robot suit, sort of down, and then we've progressed dramatically year after year. So if you extrapolate this, you're really going to have something spectacular, something that anyone could own. So you could have your own personal R2-D2 C-3PO. But fundamentally, at scale, the Optimus robot, you should be able to buy an Optimus robot for, I think, probably $20,000 to $30,000 long term. So,
all right. So he wants to charge $30,000 for these robots. Now, I want you guys to know something. If you're somebody that works at, like, you know, a fast food restaurant or something, and you make, let's say you make $15 an hour, which is probably more than fast food restaurant people make. If you make $15 an hour, then that's about $31,000 a year. These robots also cost exactly $30,000. What's to stop a company like McDonald's from just, hey, instead of having humans, let's just buy a bunch of these robots. We're going to be paying the exact same amount of money, and these things can work longer. Like it's going to be chaos. Like, there's going to be no jobs for humans. These things can do anything a human can do. Like, they can flip a burger. They can drop some fries into some grease. Like, these things they can bartend. Like, I'm telling you, like, this type of the world where, like, oh, it's going to be like we're going to have robot assistants. No, the only people that are going to be able to afford these robots are going to be corporations, because people are not going to be working. I have no idea what's going to happen to this economy when these things hit the market.
And what can it do? It'll be able to do anything you want. So it can be a teacher, babysit your kids. It can walk.
It can be so these things can replace teachers. These things can replace babysitters. These things can replace bartenders. These things can replace strippers. These things can replace fast food workers. He's about to reveal some cars that drive themselves. Those cars are going to replace truck drivers. Like, these are, every single job in the job market can be replaced by these things. And these things are cheaper than humans. Am I the only one that sees where this is headed?
Your dog, mow your lawn, get the groceries, just be your friend, serve drinks, whatever you can think of, it will do. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. I think this will be the biggest product ever of any kind. Yeah. Because I think everyone of the 8 billion people of Earth,
I'm telling you, we're going to be looking back at this video years from now, like, oh, where did society go wrong? It's going to be this moment right
everyone's
here.
Going to want their Optimus buddy. And there's going to be maybe two. And then they'll be producing products and services. I predict, actually, provided we address risks of digital superintelligence, 80% probability of a good outcome.
I mean, I don't like these odds. He's saying that he's basically saying there's a 20% chance these things can take over the world. That seems really high to me.
On the right side, the cup is 80% full. The cost of products and services will decline dramatically, and basically anyone will be able to have any products and services they want. One of the things we wanted to show tonight was that Optimus is not a canned video. It's not walled off. The Optimus robots will walk among you.
Here's the other scary thing. Let's say that you are somebody that can afford to have an Optimus robot in your house. What's to stop some kid in the future from hacking into that thing and murdering you? Like even if they don't have intelligence yet, what's to stop someone else from hacking into it? Like people are always saying, "Oh, you know, like cryptocurrency and like the blockchain is unhackable." Apparently, the blockchain has been hacked into already, and apparently corporations and stuff have just been keeping it hush hush. But that's apparently the rumor on the internet is the blockchain has already been hacked. So like there's no such thing as unhackable. Like people said the Titanic was unsinkable, and look what happened to that. Like whenever these corporations use words like this that are 100% definite, it's a lie. You cannot account for what can happen in the future.
Please be nice to the Optimus robots. So you'll be able to walk right up to them, and they'll serve drinks at the bar.
All right, so this is one of the attendees at the convention recording the robot serving drinks. Like I said, bartenders, kiss your jobs goodbye. Because I bet this thing can probably measure. This thing has the accuracy to measure measure liquids in a way that humans cannot. So this thing can probably make like perfect drinks. I mean that's if you believe that like bartending is a science, not an art. If you're the other way, you're just like, no, it's an art form. Then you probably think a human can do it better.
See that? Yes. You want to get a photo? Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Little video. Hey. Sweet. Thanks, man. Bro. Appreciate it. Of course, anytime. All right. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Tremendous. Doing good. Peace, everybody.
All right, let's go ahead and check out the cyber cab right here.
Will be so low that you can think of it like.
All right, so this is the self-driving car, and apparently Apple was working on a self-driving car, and they quit because Elon was just so far ahead that they were never gonna catch up. So they quit operations on
individualized mass transit. The average cost of a bus per mile for a city, not the ticket price because that is subsidized, but the average price is about $1 a mile. Whereas the cost of Cybercab, we think probably over time, from the operating cost is probably going to be around 20 cents a mile. And price, including taxes and everything else, probably ends up being 30 or 40 cents a mile. So yes, and you will be able to buy one.
You know that scene from Star Wars Episode 3 where Palpatine becomes the Emperor, and he's like talking about how the Jedi try to kill him, and he's gonna turn the Republic into an empire, and then like people start clapping, and then Padme's like, this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause. That's what people are doing now. They're clapping for their demise. Like once again, these things are gonna take over your jobs. Like this is only gonna benefit the corporations, not the people. But these people are so dumb.
Yes, exactly. And we expect the cost to be below $30,000.
Yep, $30,000, the exact same price as a worker who works for $15 an hour for a year. All right, well, like I said, that was pretty scary. Let's see what the comments are saying. Kara with a K, remember the movie I, Robot with Will Smith? Doesn't seem so crazy now. Kara with a K, we're in it already. We're living the beginning of that movie. Even Squidbillies made a joke about strippers being replaced by robots. shaking my head. We are truly in the end times. I feel so uncomfortable watching this. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to be like I don't want to be the doom and gloom guy. Like I actually think like I've always been one of those people that like thinks the future, like I think my future is gonna be better than my past. Like I have so many friends that they live in the past. They're always like reminiscing about the past and about the good old days. But to me, I've never been like that. To me, the future has always been brighter than the past. Because if the good old days is behind you, then what's the point of even living? But like this right here does make me a little worried because what are we gonna do? Like if it takes all the jobs, how are people gonna make money? Like I don't know. It just feels like the entire economy is gonna collapse. But I'm not trying to scare you guys. But yeah, that's the show, people. We're ending on a dour note. Um, I'll try to be back next Wednesday. Hopefully it'll be Wednesday night, but I don't know. My schedule is pretty erratic right now, so we'll see. The best thing you can do is like when you see a live stream go up, just put your notifications on, and then you'll know when I go live. But hopefully I'll be online Wednesday night. Anyways, people, that's the show. Tune in next week, same time, same place. Let's go ahead and cue the credits.